Da-da-da-da. Clyde and Quincy share dinner. And Sharp Eye's there for some reason. Oh, and that's when Sklep rejoined the party, and like I pointed a gun at him, got put in the timeout sphere.
Pointed a
Something
gun
I
at-
can't handle. Points a gun at somebody.
Points a gun. Quincy read the evil book, and Sklep got a look at the evil book, and the evil fork, and the evil sword. That we all carry. Yeah, Sklep got a good look at all the things, and cast true sight on himself and saw like stuff of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The book doesn't talk, but has a wisdom save for some reason.
The book talks to Mammon.
We don't know we don't know what happened after the wisdom save, whether we failed or not. So. Talking to Wanda, Harold's the dragon. Harold's a dragon?
Yep.
What the? I
Sharp
wasn't here
Eye
for the lore.
Sharp Eye and Sklep have a heart-to-heart. No, wait, I wrote Harold's the dragon ? Sklep time says it's time to nut up or shut up. Team, we gotta be a team down here, or else we're gonna fucking die down here. I wrote down some fucking quotes, like, when you pursue greatness, you cannot be afraid of the unknown.
God, that sounds like it came out of fucking Quentin's mouth.
Yeah, it did come out of Quinton's mouth, because it says Asclepius at the bottom. And then, you are the strongest Pokemon I have trained, Equinsu to Raheem.
I was
Yeah,
really
no.
gonna say that was Zach, honestly.
Pretty high level.
Yeah.
And then that is the end of the session and the end of the day. We did get a long rest, I believe.
Yes.
Decent.
And because I'm a leech, can I get a long rest?
Get that leech. Leech rest.
Okay. Yes. So you've had a long rest, and no. Okay. You've had a long rest, and it is the morning of the day that Elias is supposed to have his auction, quote unquote, to complete his hostile takeover. What would you all like to do?
Get my gun.
Okay. So you go back to get your gun. And you find the same devil. Still Donald ducking it, ass out in the human apron. You're here for the gun?
Yeah. You got all the specs.
He reaches below the counter and pulls it up and sits it down. Describe what you wanted this to look like according to your specs.
So, it's a lever action rifle that uses the same caliber that my pistols use, only with more powder behind it. On the wood doesn't have any etchings in it. It's just plain like a dark oak. But the black iron barrel that has like the octagonal look has 9 skulls along it. Each skull has 1 red ruby in the right eye. None of them are glowing right now. But yeah, and like the iron sights are set up so that way it's a skull's open mouth, and then like the little iron sight on the other end of the barrel.
Excellent. He holds out his hand for the rest of the payment.
He puts another 15 silk coins in his hands.
He does the sort of magic trick thing where he rolls one of them across his knuckles and then tosses it in the one of the buckets behind him. And as it clatters into the bucket, you hear the tiny screams of trapped souls.
I'm just going to ignore that.
Excellent.
I'll.
Sharp Eye, as you are sort of wandering through the market to and from the blacksmith question mark, since really it's just a a booth full of stolen, scavenged, warforged parts. Would you be headed back to where the magnificent mansion is stowed, to the office that Elias is going to take over? Which direction would you be going?
Um, I'd go to where the Magnificent Mansion is, but I'm just gonna pop in and go. All right, people, let's get. It's payday. Let's go. And just
Okay.
like rally the troops, so to speak. So to speak.
Before you make it back to rally the troops, roll me a perception check as you wander through the markets.
Oh no. $18.
Um, you catch out of the corner of your eye a very small merchant's booth, almost hidden in the corner. Its smallness and drabness is overshadowed by the opulent display of a perfumed oil merchant right next to them. It's one of those yellow goo devils. It's who's selling the perfumed oil, the Yugiloths.
Yeah.
So he picks up one to hawk it to you, the slabs around it, and he holds it out to you. You read Infernal, don't you?
Yeah.
This smells like baby tears. That's what's on the label.
It's just baby tears.
Baby tears. Mm-hmm.
As what is this? A scent?
Yeah. Yes.
Is
I mean-
baby tear? Do baby tears smell? Hold on.
He uncorks it and wafts it under your nose like a sommelier.
Isn't Tana?
They do. They do have a scent. Top notes are like baby powder. The middle note is like salty ocean. Bottom note is cruelty.
You know what? I'm good. I don't need to smell like crying babies or cruelty.
You could always go for man's last breath.
Do these do anything? I'm not. You're not giving me cursed items, are you? Know what? Nope. I only came here to get my gun. I'm a man with a
Right.
mission, or I'm a bug with a mission.
So after you walk past the Yugiloth selling all of these scented oils, and as far as you can tell, they are just perfume. That's it. Says, well, it's your loss. You're never going to catch a devil lady like that.
I'm not trying to.
In
Wait,
this- Are you?
am I attractive to devil women?
I think that's the wrong question. Are
You-
you
Could be.
attracted to devil women?
Of course. Who isn't?
Fairy, very, very fairy. You are one once again, in the corner of your eye after you pass this merchant, you're like, no, 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 no. I don't need to smell like that. I mean, devil ladies. I do like the snitties. Who doesn't? Again, you see this very small booth. The canopy over the top is just rough burlap. There's no sign. It's not opulent. It's just a plain little tent. You can't see anyone manning it. But you do see on the table a skull. A single skull. It looks like the head of a horned devil, but it's been mummified and shrunken. It is a withered head of a horned devil, skin stretched across this skull, but somehow shrunken to maybe the size of an apple, not including the horns, of course. Its eye sockets have been sewed shut with crisscrossing stitches, and its mouth hangs peculiarly open.
Sharp Eye's gonna see it, look around, get out a gold coin and try to flick it into the mouth.
Make me like an unarmed, like a dex attack. So for you do like just like a unarmed strike or a dart.
Unarmed strike.
You flick a gold coin at it. It clatters to a stop inside this shriveled little mouth. And you hear a snap as the jaw closes shut on it. And then it spits out the coin bent in half.
And I look at the skull. Do you talk?
I answer questions.
No. This is reminding me of the Dead South, the Louisiana version.
You have a good question. I have a good answer.
I do have a good question. No, don't answer that question.
This is not for free.
It's not for free. What is it for? What are these answers cost?
Blood of someone good.
Wow, I might not have that.
Surely you could get it.
Get it? Well, unfortunately, I won't be hanging around soon. Can you take a soul coin instead?
I could take the soul of someone good. Who could just bring them here?
I'm not sure if they're good, but I'll just lift up the soul coin, place it
You
down
will
on the
have to
table.
take them to a broker. Find out if it's good or not.
A broker? Can't you just like suck it up right now?
I could. Do you think that one sketchy soul is worth the knowledge of whatever question?
Well, the question I have is pretty good, and it involves a friend of mine.
All right.
All right. Another soul coin. My question is,
Do you give him the soul coin first? He opens his mouth.
Oh yeah, that's a weird way to accept currency. I'll take the bent gold anyway, because gold is gold.
He bites down on the soul coin and bites it in half, and you hear a slurping noise like somebody eating spaghetti.
As an example.
As an example, roll me a percentile die. D100, baby.
38.
Okay. Sucks it out, coughs a little bit. Like if somebody takes too hard a hit. What is your question?
My friend has become something beyond my understanding.
Gay.
The question is he a threat to the rest of us?
Also, if gay.
Under the correct circumstances, any of you could be a threat to the rest of you. Be more specific.
Is he more susceptible to corruption now that he has become whatever he become?
Oh.
No?
No.
That's an easy answer, actually.
You asked a yes or no question.
That's a good point. Well, that's all the answers I needed. Was that the question you had in mind, or no?
Oh. That's the question. That's the answer you paid for.
That's a good point.
You hear a shrug. It's weird to hear a shrug from a thing that doesn't have shoulders.
All right. Well, thank you for the patronage. Wait, no, you say that. Thank you for
Yeah.
your services.
As you're leaving, you hear sort of like the scraping sound of like a tongue against teeth. And he spits out the casing of the soul coin. Get the taste out of them.
Wait, should I have been more specific? I don't know if I was talking about Sklep or Raheem.
You didn't say who.
I did
They
not
didn't say who.
Yeah, you were very vague.
I like being vague and ambiguous to the person who's finally going to give me the answers.
At first, I really thought, I was like, is he gonna ask
mean-
about like Clyde?
No, we know where his soul is. We know where his contract is. Don't need to worry about Clyde. Something I do need to worry about is my friend who just became a tentacle monster, and the one who has a bunch of fucking bugs living in him.
It's only
Infernal
like
bugs.
4. You
It's
know,
only
Fucking
4.
bugs.
like if it was 5, I could see a concern. It's only 4. So.
They fucking you?
It's a
I hope
discrete number of bugs. Come on.
Do they fucking you? Nope. No one's there to answer that question.
Nope.
I have a small Portland, Oregon polycule living in my head.
Oh, that sounds worse. That sounds worse, yeah.
I really hope I didn't like just ruin that.
That encounter?
Yeah, because I'm stupid.
I got what I wanted out
I
of
mean,
it.
you have more soul coins if you
Exactly,
really
yeah.
feel like you fucked it up.
Yeah, come on, yeah, just keep going.
Just pay more soul coins. Yeah, do that.
Walks up. Do you know who I was talking about? That'll cost a coin.
Yep. You could just keep feeding it soul coins.
Oh my god, you could flood graw it.
It's
It's like a gambling machine. It needs to be like exploded.
No, it's the coin operating like crystal ball lady.
Sultan the Magnificent.
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say like the little cat.
Like the lucky cat?
Yeah, with the coin. Yeah.
hmm Okay, so do you walk away from the magic sea demons
Yeah,
devil
yeah.
skull?
Yeah, I have had enough of the spotlight. Let's get the rest of the party in this thing.
Yeah. Um, do you look behind you as you leave, or do you just walk
Yeah.
away?
No, I mean, Sharp Eye's always got his head on the swivel, so he's like, he will like reflexively just look behind him, try to see if there's anything there. But if he sees that there's something that was there that isn't anymore, say a booth that is no longer there, he'll go, huh, and then keep walking.
Yeah, you look behind you, and there's the booth that was there with the skull is now replaced by one of probably half a dozen fishmongers in this market. This one's got a bunch of infernal squid
You
pulled
know,
from the swamps.
I probably should have asked their name. It's rude of me on my part.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you go back to reconvene with the party. Is anybody else doing anything this morning?
No,
Leeching.
Nope.
I'm eating
Yeah,
breakfast like a
de-leeching.
normal person.
Yes. Eating breakfast like a normal person, hanging out, having some breakfast beer.
Vibing.
Are
I'm
you reading your book?
vibing.
No, I've taken a break.
Mm. For my own edification, did you transcribe any of the books? Did you learn any of the books themselves?
I have not transcribed any spells inside of the book or out quite yet.
Okay. All right. My cat is doing something that sounds very strange, but I don't know what. Oh, okay. False alarm. Okay. So you are not doing anything with the book. You've got it tucked away. Is it on your person, or have you left it in your room?
It would be on my person. I'm now attuned to it, so I don't intend to leave it anywhere.
Yes. All right. Does anybody join a Quinsu for breakfast?
Sklep's there.
Okay.
Sklep is imbibing breakfast beer.
Through his mouth hole or by some other means?
You see him like lift his mask and he's like slurp, slurp, slurp.
He's got a straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a straw into his
Yeah,
mask.
absolutely. The waitress would have offered you a straw. She would have come out with your eggs Benedict or whatever and a breakfast beer, and she would have given you a crazy straw.
Was Cecilia there eating breakfast?
Weird, sorry, crashed.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say that Cecilia, like before Bugman went on his adventures, she like de-leached and is like slowly unleaching her way to breakfast.
Excellent.
Oh, howdy. Who's that? Wait, does Schlep still look like Schlep?
Relatively.
Hmm.
It's Sklep with purple membranous skin.
She kind of looks at him, tilts her head, says, "Upgrades," then goes back to her breakfast.
Sure thing.
Sharp Eye's gonna.
You were saying?
He's just gonna bust in with rifle in hand and place it down on the thing. And if you guys are just busy eating, he's gonna take out all his shit and start making rifle cartridges.
When is this auction supposed to occur?
On the breakfast table?
Yeah.
What's supposed to occur? I assume Schlep is asking the party and not God.
Yes.
I suppose sometime in the early afternoon, correct?
As far as you remember, yes.
Will you all be in attendance of that?
I think we have to if we want to get paid.
The function for what?
We're under contract technically till Elias gets his, I don't know, business set up.
Oh, yeah, you signed a contract, idiot.
Hmm.
Thought Avernus would have taught you not to sign those papers.
But if we didn't sign this particular contract, it wasn't clear that we would progress the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what a plot is, but you know what? Fair enough. I'm just glad I didn't have to do anything.
You know,
There was some benefits to it. It all worked out in the end.
Does Raheem look like different? Does anybody look different besides our newly robotic bug man?
Raheem looks the same, and right now Raheem is still trying to learn Celestial. He almost got hi. How are you? He's working on it.
sure,
Yeah,
buddy.
so if you're gonna run through like some celestial flashcards at the breakfast table.
I guess over breakfast, you would hear the reverberation of a voice echoing against the shell of your mind, and it connects through as if like just that snap of static at Quensu, and you hear in telepathy, Quensu, Rahim has a weapon that is binded to him through a curse. Were you aware of this?
And I can communicate in telepathy as well.
Yeah, it's a one-on-one
That's
connection.
I can sort of pause, my eyes roll, I continue eating breakfast, but my mind responds. I was only vaguely aware, but I assumed that that was the case for anything that we picked up here.
I mean, my concern isn't necessarily that the item itself is ill in nature. My concern is the behavior he's exhibited as a result of it.
While using the fork, the pitchfork to like
Using
eat.
the fork to eat.
Yeah, just tried his hardest not to like completely slam down to it, but like slam enough to get it just very, very awkward.
I'm unsure
His
of the
eyes-
nature.
His eyes glance over to Raheem as he eats. Why to take up?
While I can see the nature of the weapon, I don't understand the finer details of the curse, or if its influence on him will change in any way from what's already been exhibited. Just food for thought to a curious wizard like yourself, if there's a way to identify what exactly this curse is, or if there's a way to absolve it.
Well, to your point, since you were gone in the brief time, Raheem has been surprisingly similar. Despite the number of things making an effort to corrupt him, it seems as though there's something about his spirit that stays strong. That said, it is likely that we will have to remove a great many things before we leave here.
Well, I appreciate your insight.
Yes. And we'll keep our eyes peeled for how to remove curses from werewolves and from tridents and all sorts of things.
You feel his consciousness like just slip out of your mind.
Oh, it's like it's coming out the other way.
Ugh.
Mentally shit
Okay.
itself.
Yeah. If there's nothing else you all would like to accomplish pre-auction, we will fast forward to that.
Has it been long enough that I attuned to my new gun?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
So many things open.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So many things.
So
Oh no.
you make your way to hold on, I have to clear it. I'm clearing the things. You make your way back to Barbula's, the former Barbula's brokerage. And it doesn't take very long because you've set up a magnificent mansion, if you recall, in a storage chamber, like a closet.
Upstairs.
Walk right outside my list.
Yes. Okay, it's not there. Hold on. Put you assholes on the thing.
You assholes.
Yeah. Assholes, parentheses, affectionate, close parentheses. Okay. So, you make your way back there. Say it was a storage closet on the first floor. As you pop out of the storage closet, you knock a bunch of scrolls and books over that happen to have like probably 500-year-old soul brokerage records in them. You pity the person who has to do accounting for this soul brokerage because there's a very thick layer of dust on everything. And because
Always
it's
pity the
Monaros, the
accountant.
dust has like little tiny mushrooms growing in it. And it's gross.
Always pity the accountant, please. I beg of you.
Yes. As you pop out, you see one of the Orlathon clerks manning the front desk, the one that had agreed to work for you. And then there would be, and some of the imps and such. And Elias is there. So now Q has to play two people. Briefly.
Yeah, Elias is dressed more formally than you've seen prior, where like he's worn fancy noble clothing, but it's always been designed in such a way that was accommodating to the possibility of violence. But today it is purely in good taste for the occasion. He's got like a little ascot deal going on, bit of a pop of the collar, dressed in a jacket that is velvet to the touch.
Very fancy.
All right, Elias. What do you need us to do, if anything?
Well, you actually don't need to do much today. This is well orchestrated and it should go smoothly and quickly. And hopefully without drama.
Ideally.
And this is hell. That's not going to go without drama.
Well,
Probably
I
not.
mean, I feel like the drama here is what is going to make it expedient.
We're not going to have to, like, take someone out, are we?
No. And if someone was to throw a wrench in the plans, there are forces larger than me ready to deal with that, I think.
All right, that's fair.
But if not, I can deal with it myself. I'm perfectly capable.
All right. Do we get payment after the auction?
After the auction, once the resources are formally under my ownership, I'll be able to authorize transactions.
In English, please.
Yes.
Alright.
All right.
I mean, it's lawyer speak or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. You talk like you're from a courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
Men like me have been in plenty of courtrooms.
Hmm.
But not as lawyers.
How early, how much ahead of time of the auction would you all like to like emerge, as it were?
Suppose I would defer to the judgment of Elias Wands himself. When should we arrive?
Well, he'd communicate the time like in the afternoon, maybe like 2 p.m. You know, we'd have to do it after lunch, of course.
Of course.
How does time pass in hell? Is there a sun?
No.
So it's just like everybody trusts their clocks.
Yeah, so there is it's sort of like each of the levels of hell is slightly different. In Dis, for instance, there's not like a sun, there's not like sunrise, sunset. It's just sort of like a low glow from all of the volcanoes and forges. Avernus, being the closest to the material plane, quote unquote, has the facsimile of the sun, and there's a day and night cycle there. In Minaros, what you've noticed is that it's always like perpetually twilight, sort of like Alaskan fall. It's never quite dark, also never quite day. So that's a yes. Everybody just trusts their clocks.
Sorry, I just
That'd be a terrible prank to play on somebody, wouldn't it, though? To like dispel magic on their magical clock so that
Or,
they miss all their appointments.
or a
Daylight
fucked up boss could like purposely break the clocks to not move.
Yes. But at least in Minaros, there is a union for the sole brokerage clerks. Yes, and the secretaries are government subsidized and protected.
As it should be.
Yes. So it's about 15 till. It's getting very close to when the auction is supposed to start. As you start noticing people, we'll use that term loosely, sort of lining up outside the front door for the auction. These
What
three.
in the fuck is that thing?
Hmm.
Not the
They call
big
that a
one.
tiefling.
No, that.
That. I can never remember. What do I do to show you all?
Shift C?
Shift
Control Z?
Shift Z. I think. You gotta click on the token first.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. It's worse than I thought.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's sort of like Grimace if Grimace was a syphilitic scrotum.
Oh,
Syphilitic scrotum.
how could you?
Great. Great.
I have what they call an excellent turn of phrase. But they all appear to be there for the auction. They have little like appointment books. The two non-tieflings appear to be there for themselves. They have rather innocuously donned as much business attire as they possibly can. So the rather large scrotal shaped person is wearing finely cut like tweed suit, but it was finely cut for someone who is not round. So it's fitted up at the top, and then it's just big belly with its pustules sticking out. And then it is comically high water pants. Like comically high water. And he's barefoot. Bare hooved. The large fellow has just nailed a tie to his chest. And he's wearing cuffs with cufflinks. Like Chippendale cuffs.
Very Chippendale, yeah.
Yes. Yes. He is not wearing pants, but he is wearing a loincloth, so you are not subjugated to
His full
any
visage.
full frontal. Yes. You expect that it would be something.
Something indeed.
Jesus.
Yes. And then the tiefling is the only one that actually looks like what you would expect. He looks like a clerk. He looks like a lawyer. And if you were a betting man, Elias, and you are, within reason, risk reward, you would say that he works for someone else. He gives very much hired man. The other two, they're there for themselves. This guy, he gives hireling.
He's giving corporate lawyer.
Hireling.
Yes, he's a tiefling, quite handsome, actually. And he is wearing an exquisitely cut coat, in black silk with gold trim, a silk shirt with an ascot ruby pin, well-cut trousers, boots are shined. He could not have been on Monarnos very long because he is not covered in slime.
Hmm.
And it is at about this time they're waiting outside. And Elias, you know that the
That's probably my
Really,
cat.
Cat?
he's behind my television.
Oh.
Yeah. You know that the meeting auction is set to take place in the room with the long table, the boardroom, as it were. It ticks over to 2:00, and the auctioneer has not yet appeared. What would you like to do, Elias?
Well, let's get prime seating, I think. And wait patiently.
Okay. If you were to enter this, there are two porters. They've been readying the room. They've got like little info packets set at each of the seats. They've basically a dossier, a stock portfolio of the business, if you will. And at the head of the table is a very large chair. Almost a throne, one might describe it as. Oh, what are the rest of you doing?
I guess we follow just to be on the safe side, make sure nothing happens. That's what I guess Rain would do.
Okay.
Hmm.
What are you doing?
Sharp checks his pocket watch and he's like, "Are we supposed to have an auctioneer about now?" And then he's gonna go, Uh, Mr. Wands, I think we got a complication.
Just have a seat on the sofa outside.
Have trust
In devils?
in devils. He looks
Wouldn't
very
be the first time.
relaxed. He doesn't seem to be troubled by this whatsoever. His hand's just like tapping on the armchair or on the arm of the chair.
All right.
Just wait patiently.
Should we let the other?
Asclepius and Cecilia, are you staying outside? Apologies.
I'll stay outside. I'll be having my smoke break. And by smoke break, Cecilia has found some legal documents and is trying to smoke them.
Asclepius, as everyone's
Great.
filing into the room, is going to activate True Sight and look around the room just to make sure nothing here looks funny. There's no trap, no bomb that's going to go off or whatever.
So there are a few, like, you notice some like illusory panels in the walls, behind which are like what appear to be safes, tucked in the walls here and there. You notice a magically concealed button in this corner over here, that it looks like it is connected to a trapdoor underneath it. Like they appear to be under the same illusory spell covering them. So it's like a doorknob to some sort of pouch to below. You walk into the room, the conference room. That's the word for that. Walk into the conference room, and everything appears as you expect it to, unless Elias is using some sort of illusory magic.
He is not. And what he will do in preparation for this is he will also cast Rary's telepathic bond and create a group brain chat.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
to
like a
think-
Zoom meeting. You keep getting doorbells.
Oh, I like to think his is a Teams call.
There you go. Perfect.
Level is that 6? Rary's. That's 7?
Oh,
I'm just gonna type it in. Oh, I'm on Elias's sheet. That's why I can't find it. Shit. Okay, there
that
we
would
go.
do it.
Yeah, he'll connect the group by way of mind, and after he looks around, sees that everything looks good, he looks at Equensu and just starts walking toward the button with the illusory door. Click.
Quincy just
Yep.
casually looks over, tracking him, but not moving.
Trapdoor slides open. It does not seem to disturb the illusion. It still just looks like floor. But you see stairs descending into darkness.
Sklep will go down and shut the door behind him.
Simple enough to do. Where there's just a mechanism underneath the door, like a simple switch. The button up top releases it. The mechanism by which the door opens and shuts is purely mechanical. Only the illusion is magical. So there's just a lever, and you slide it back, and it clicks in place, and it pops out the button at the top.
Yeah, he'll go
It's
spelunking while this meeting
dark.
happens.
Okay. He's banished to the GM layer now. Downstairs. It's unlit. The stairs descend for 15 feet or so before you come to a flat landing. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. The other people start filing in. This guy tries to go in and can't fit through the door, and he stands awkwardly outside. He says, "This happens to me all the time. I'll just stick my head in when it is time for the meeting."
Big man, we got a window at this location. I'll just open it for you.
Thank you. He crunches through all of the bushes out front and then squeezes like a fat man in a little coat into the room. Excuse me. He plants one 3-toed foot on the top of the table to get over into the only empty space in the room. The tiefling moves out of the way to allow him more space because this guy is ripe. Also, Raheem, you're lucky that you lack vision because you definitely would have gotten a full view of his butt as he stepped past you under his loincloth. This is in unnervingly like a cockroach, just sort of and slides through.
Okay, now
Another 5 minutes passes while this is happening, so it's 10 after the allotted time, the appointed time.
Sharp Eye's just going to. All right, Elias, what the fuck's going on? Where's the auctioneer?
I'd be lying if I told you I knew.
Well, it looks like one of us has to start improvising.
How so?
And I'm not good at lying, I'll tell you that.
Does anybody else want to say anything? No?
Is it normal for them to be late? Is what I'll whisper to Elias.
A devil be late to anything?
Touche.
He'll look at the tiefling in the very dapper suit. I hope you've come to play.
Darling, I always come to play.
Elias Wands, what's your name?
Ashma. Pleasure to meet you.
I assure you the pleasure's mine. You wouldn't happen to know who else would be in attendance today?
Oh. I do make it my job to know these things. I would think a man such as yourself would have also made it his job to know such things. But as far as my sources have been able to ascertain, we are the only claimants on this particular brokerage. On behalf of my client, and these fellows on behalf of whatever delusions of grandeur they have. And you, I believe, on some spurious promises.
God,
Well,
they speak better courtroom talk than you do.
Did you understand any of that, Sharp Eye?
No, not a single fucking word.
Okay, cool. We're in the same boat.
Even the courtrooms are better here.
Well, if our dear auctioneer doesn't arrive soon, we might have to reschedule. I'm a very busy man, don't you know? He
I
says
have heard that about you.
in jest.
Yes. Another 5 minutes pass. It's 15 after now. And the blobby fellow and the big guy appear to be getting very antsy. Ashma just has his fingers folded. Completely unconcerned. categorizing his mind palace. But the other guys, they're sweating. It is getting real rank in this room.
Can I clock the Ashmo?
What are you trying to figure out?
Is he the reason the auctioneer is late? Did he do something?
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you make me a insight check? He is doing a very good job at appearing nonchalant. But you can see that underneath that veneer that he's projecting, he has no idea what in the fuck is going on.
I now look to fucking Elias. Did he do something to fuck with this auction? Because I swear to God.
You look at Elias. He looks as honest as he ever has.
With the mental connection, did you even call the auctioneer?
Calling the auctioneer wasn't my job.
Whose job was it?
So Elias is going to... Let me double check the requirements on this. Oh, he doesn't have that spell. Oh no, he does have that spell. Yeah. Does it not? Oh, it is verbal, somatic, and material. He's going to stand up. And say, I'm going to get a breath of fresh air. A moment, if you would, gentlemen. Let's see. Gets up and walks out through the broken window.
Crunches into the bushes below.
Yep. And he'll step outside, kind of hang out by the front doors, and he's going to cast Sending.
Okay.
You know, you can pretend like he's doing this with like an earpiece.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to cast Sending to his contact among the barons. The auctioneer is running nearly 30 minutes late. What's going on?
Well, he's not there yet. I haven't heard anything. That would be of ill intent.
He'll cast Sending again. If this wasn't by your doing, I was under the impression that this was part of your orchestration.
Why would I want that?
Who... Are you aware of anybody who would be tampering in this business? That's the message.
Sharper's gonna ask the other guys, Any of you had Astral Moonshine?
Excellent.
Thank you, very cool.
There's a long pause, and you think that you're now going to get a response. It's long enough that your contact has to cast sending from their end. It seems that you have attracted special attention for this dispensation. Be on your best behavior. And it is at that time that
Oh.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh, hell,
we're
it's
gonna
got
pretend
big.
this room is we're gonna pretend this room is large enough.
Cool.
Or the room scales when he gets in.
Yeah,
Or-
the room scales when he gets
Before
in.
this guy pops in, I'm just like messaging somebody like, "Yo, we fuck. Like, this guy doesn't show up. Like, we have to
That's
stay
how-
here like until he gets it. That's part of the deal. My understanding, right?"
Steps
Yeah,
out
that's-
with legal cigarette.
Yes. We'll say that these two rooms have expanded to become one room.
The wall just
As-
explodes.
Yeah, it just explodes. As in the the throne, essentially, that was set at the head of this table appears. Well, a devil, an arch devil, the first one you've actually met. And what you see is, let's see.
Is that fucking Mammon?
Yes, it is. He looks like he looks. I don't know if that put it in there, but
That fucking...
It's like we got a whole ass bio.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. I did not realize.
Honestly, I didn't either. But...
I got this nigga's book.
so you do. So you do in fact have the book. Hold on, let me see. Where's the art handout? There we go. No, I want to see his tail.
What?
Sharp Eye opens his vest and he has stitched on the inside lists of people to not fuck with in the hells, and number one is Zariel. Then you got Mammon.
He's got he looks like this on the top. Let's see. So it looks like this on the top, and the bottom half of him is a fucking snake.
What part of the snake? It's a dumb question. I
Tail.
just gotta know. Okay, fair enough.
It's
Have a
the
nice day.
tail.
So he's like
Yeah.
So he's like with his snake lower, holding up an upper human.
Yes, it's coiled around the throne. And I don't know why I shut that.
Sharp Eye, I have this weird sense that things just got real serious. What happened?
Oh yeah, they did.
I'm
Sharp
not even
Eye,
in the room, so I don't know what's happening. Why has nobody said
Oh.
anything about this?
Sharp Eye, mental connection to everyone. So an archdevil just arrived.
Should we?
He's mid pour of his moonshining. He looks
It's like
up and goes.
overflowing.
He looks
Cecilia.
up and goes, "Can I offer you a drink?"
Cecilia will also try to attempt a similar maneuver with the legal cigarette. Kind of like the dog meme. Get us?
God.
Well, I'm glad that I cleared my schedule for this afternoon for this.
Elias
He looks
shuffles
at
into the room.
Cecilia. He looks at Cecilia, through the open door. You realize that you're smoking about 15,000 gold worth of souls right now.
Yeah, but Isn't burning fancy shit like the most rich thing you could do? Takes a long drag.
Your logic is perplexing, but also accurate. And yes, I will have some of that. And he reaches out one massive hand.
And just puts the entire jug in his hand.
He brings it to his face. Mm-hmm.
How does the tiefling look?
Smells of the astral sea.
It's astral moonshine.
Mm.
Gonna put
He eats it.
Oh fuck.
He just like cracks it like a candy with liquid inside it, like a
think-
gusher.
This is probably the first time you've ever seen Elias Swan's like sweat beads. Like he usually looks like I've got control of the situation, and right now he is like nervously gripping the arm of his chair.
Elias, why didn't you tell us a bigwig was going to show up?
Did you say that out loud or with your brain?
With my brain.
He might as well.
The archdevil can hear mind talk. He's like, he is
might
not.
as well cut it out loud.
Mhm.
Might as well.
Your mind talkies.
Elias is giving you the shut the fuck up face.
Yeah, you feel, Raheem, his gaze, the heaviness of eyes on you, the heaviness of regard, and the little dudes at your lodgers, they are freaking the fuck out. Like, oh no, no, he, just breathe, it's okay, it's okay. They're like having a panic attack in there.
It's got me to have a little bit of a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your goddamn title? What is your fucking? I'm trying to remember it.
I believe you're looking for Archduke.
Archduke Mammon. Thank you.
Mm.
What do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
I've come to oversee the transfer of this whole brokerage. To make sure that it all occurs on a legal level. Legal, binding, and unimpeachable.
Will you be auctioneering this auction?
A kind of a sort. He looks at the big guy wearing the loincloth and the testicle. He says, Abagon, Zagum, very bold of you to strike so far above your pay grade. And they are shitting themselves. Like the blubber boy, like you can see ripples in his flesh as he's got like he's shaking. Yeah. He looks like the Jello in Jurassic Park.
Hello,
And
Jurassic
big guy. Yeah, the big guy, Abagon. He says, fortune favors the bold. A big greasy drop of sweat rolls down his forehead, lands on the table and like congeals there. Ashma, just sitting.
Elias is gonna like peer behind him at the tiefling and try to get a sense of like Is this like a them thing, or is he not in on this? Like, let me see.
Roll insight.
Insight. He's not the best at it. Let's see here. Ooh, it's a 4.
Mm.
He's shitting bricks.
He is cool, calm, collected. His handsome face has not moved a muscle. You see a small smile, maybe, at one corner of his mouth.
Okay, does this guy kind of look like Mammon? Trying to see if it's a nepo baby situation here.
Okay. Roll perception.
Nepo baby assumption.
You guess that there's something similar of like the shape of the horns, but that's it. He could just be a tiefling descended from Mammon's line, somewhere along the line.
Quick note from Sklep, because it was heard over like the team group chat here, like, oh shit, Archduke or Archdevil. Now, Sklep knows that Archdevils can hear telepathic communication, would drop the spell.
Okay.
No more brain chat. And in turn, he's going to cast... let me check and make sure that he can do it from where he's at. It has a mile range. Clairvoyance. Create an invisible sensor within a mile in a location familiar to you, a place that you have visited or seen before.
Okay.
And for the duration of 10 minutes, he can hear or see through the sensor with true sight. Oh, well, let me really quick here, just a roleplay roll, because I gotta see what Slep would do. He rolled a 22 Arcana. So based on what he knows about devils and archdevils, would he know that whether or not Mammon would be able to see the clairvoyance orb? Because the orb is invisible, but he can probably see it.
Yeah, he can definitely see it.
Yeah, he'd probably know better. He wouldn't cast it in the room. He doesn't want to get Raheem in trouble, so he'll probably just try to stay quiet and not do as little as he can to disturb the situation. He'll just sit in the basement in sweat.
Yes. What he's found down there is a wine cellar / panic room. Yeah.
He'll search the room.
You can roll me an investigation check, and I'll tell you what Schlep has found after we conclude this business.
Neat. You rolled a 5. He's distracted.
Wine? Yeah, wine and tins of beans. An industrial-sized thing of powdered macaroni and cheese. That's it. That's all Schlep has found.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's what he's up to.
Meanwhile, Mammon says, I believe that we have already wasted enough time here, and my time, infinite as it is valuable. So, Mr. Wands, I believe that you have been sent here with a sponsor to encourage this coup across planar lines.
That is correct. I'm here in the interest of business.
Excellent. And Ashma, why is it I always find you in your mother's business? Ashma says, well, it's because mother is so very terrible with money, and I got all the looks in the family.
Do I know who his mother is? Or does Elias know? Is he in on that?
Roll me a history.
That's an 11.
Yeah, Elias has no fucking idea. Elias don't know. He assumes that it is someone important. If Mammon is even bothering to acknowledge a tiefling, What?
Mm-hmm.
you don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Let us make this interesting. Elias, what are you prepared to offer?
I am prepared to offer currency in the amount of 150,000 gold. At this stage of the auction.
The gun. The big guy sort of like tugs on his tie, forgetting that it's nailed to his skin. He rips his skin a little bit. Oh, I have the souls of 13 celestial beings in a bottle. He holds it up. It looks like Genie's lamp from I Dream of Genie. It is pink and gaudy. And at first you think, how does he fit 13 souls in a single bottle? Then you realize that it is a bottle to him, and it would be like a large vase to anybody else. Mm-hmm. And he looks at Elias. That is all I am prepared to offer at this stage of the auction. Interesting. Zagum, what have you for me?
Zigum?
Zagum.
His name's kind of gross.
Uh-huh. It is, yeah. He says, Great and powerful Archduke Memon, I am very honored to be in your presence. I wasn't expecting you here this evening. I, on behalf of my duly appointed partners and constituents in this business venture, am prepared to offer you 500 soul coins and the contract on an additional 50. That is my first offer.
First offer.
Fuck, this guy's rich.
And Mammon Hmm. Ashma. And Ashma smiles. I am prepared to offer you the totality of the life experiences of one adventurer. All of them.
Yeah.
Birth, death, love, hate, the rush of battle, the crush of defeat. Everything that made them them.
Which adventure?
This is my initial.
Initial? You have all right.
I see. Elias. May I call you Elias?
You may refer to my humble personage however you'd like, Lord Mammon.
I see they do teach manners in this. I would like for you to explain to me how you have come to be in the company of these fools, who you may or may not know seek to destroy Lord Asmodeus.
Lord Archduke, I was not privy to any intention of these individuals being malicious toward Lord Asmodeus. And even if I did know their intentions, they're clearly of no threat to someone of his caliber. If they can offer me a boon of business in the moment, I'm happy to leverage that and let them be on their merry way to whatever suicide or death wish they may have. I found them because of the work they had done in Dis, based on information one way or another shared by the Major Domo of the elimination of I'm trying to remember his name. Oh, he's a weird name. Orishida. That's the one. They had taken out Orishida. I wanted to see what they were capable of.
Excellent. Mercenary creature. What is the nature of your contract? You see Abagon start to talk because he thinks it's his turn, and then like he bites down really hard on his tongue as he realizes it is not his turn yet.
No, poor guy.
What is the nature of your contract with these adventurers?
They are tasked with my protection and with assisting me in facilitating the catalyst of the meeting we stand here in today.
If I ask if you would offer me them as compensation, would you do so?
Oh crap.
You said lean forward and just look at
Ah, hell, ah, hell, ah, hell.
Ready, teleportation spell.
We're gonna need a contingency.
Just, I want to roll here real quick to see if I can steal my nerves to whatever extent. Deception?
But who are you deceiving? I just want to know.
It's a 22.
Huh?
To look like at least I'm still in control of this fucking situation.
Can I roll insight? Why is this speaking about
I didn't-
so much wolves?
I didn't know denial was a river in hell.
Okay.
He looks, I mean, 22, it's Elias, but through it you can,
finish it together.
but because you know Elias, you just notice just a little bit of trembling as he just looks at each of you with a very strong stare. And he turns to look at the Archduke and says, I'm not sure if you're aware, my lord. While the lot of these adventurers may be a handsome compensation for you, I want to draw your attention to perhaps just one whose value may carry beyond that of the others. We have in our midst Cain himself.
You son of a bitch.
I was about to look at Sharpeye to like give him the indication of like, look, if we got to, we gotta bust out of here or something. But
Cain here has lived many lifetimes and walks among us a cursed man. Whatever adventures life experiences, points at the other demon who's auctioning. Whatever adventurers' memories he has to offer, I assure you Cain has far more, and be they much more interesting.
Amon leans forward and takes a deep breath, almost opening his mouth like a snake, scenting the air. His tongue is split. Not like a snake's tongue, but like a humanoid tongue that has been split down the middle.
Hot?
Acceptable. He does not seem in possession of his soul, which sours it somewhat. But it is intriguing, nonetheless. He casually swats one of the imps out of the air, crushes it in his palm, and sprinkles the bits on the ground.
Oh, that's great.
And you see both Abagon and Zygum start like backing up. Abagon's like knocking against the door frame. He says, I have nothing better to offer at this stage of the auction, and would like to humbly request that I be dismissed from your presence, Lord Mammon. And Mammon just flicks his fingers, and the whole door frame busts out around him, and Abagon is like, thank you. And he starts stumbling out backwards. Zagum. I could offer you a contract, such as it is, on the entire royal line of Waterdeep.
Oh,
in
damn.
perpetuity.
what?
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 Who is this guy?
How do you just get rid of that?
No.
Keep going, buddy. Get me out of this.
Imon sucks his teeth. I have had a whole royal houses before. Pleasure grows bland after a while. Though, one never really loses a taste for war on a grand scale. He shifts his golden gaze to Ashma. And let's see how Ashma's doing. Yeah. He is cool as a cucumber, perfectly still in his suit. Hands still clasped. Not even like the temples of his slicked back hair have sweat in them.
Oh, I think I just realized Quince is just sitting on the couch when all of a sudden the wall behind him explodes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep. Just chilling
Good
as though
man.
nothing is happening.
As tempting as it may be to suck the experiences from such a mythical creature, and the lure of power one may have from owning a royal line once more. Neither of them can give you what you want. I offer you the opportunity for an endless chase. A foe against whom you can pit your cunning will be a worthy adversary and liven the long years of your eternity. For I know how very bored you get once the chase is done. I would like everyone in the room to roll an insight check.
Come on.
Ah, you son
Not
of a
good.
bitch.
No.
Can I use a luck point?
Sure, you can always use a luck
And
point.
that one, Raheem.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Mhm.
I'm more focused on you trying to sell our souls.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's better.
Okay. Let's see.
I think technically he can only sell the souls of people who have signed the contract.
Yes.
That's not reassuring.
Cecilia is safe.
I am gonna
Suck it, idiot.
I'm gonna fucking fill Elias full of bullets.
Well, we can't.
Um,
Well, technically, if he does get it, then we
No,
can't.
just stop
do it.
halfway there. Just fill Elias.
Oh no!
So Sharp Eye. One, you notice that one of Raheem's tentacle arms seems to have fallen asleep. And it was like pinned between his thigh and the table. And in the rush of all of this, he's sort of like forgotten it. And so he's got like the tingles in his hand as he's trying to like shake himself awake as he's watching all this. He's like, I gotta get prepared because it really seems like shit's about to go down here. And he's distracted by the pins and needles in his hand. You know that Ashma is doing an excellent job giving the impression that he is in a strong position, but he's not actually sure that the soul he has to offer Mammon will actually put up that much of a fight. You also see that Mammon looks slightly nonplussed at the idea that this little man has suggested that he knows what the Archdevil needs.
How presumptuous.
Yes. But Mammon is a little taken aback.
With this insight, can I see what Mammon needs, or like peek, or is that a different insight roll?
Say that you would know that the reason that he's nonplussed by this suggestion is, in fact, that he is chronically bored. As soon as he completes whatever it is he's trying to complete, he is like a cat in that he likes the cat and mouse game, but once he has the mouse, he gets bored of it. So he tortures it to death, and once it's time to eat it, he's like, oh, I don't want that anymore.
Oh, that's great. That's exactly like a cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds about right.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, Elias. You've offered memories in memoriam, the legendary warrior. What else have you to offer me?
Can I make an offer?
I don't believe I acknowledged you. But go ahead.
The offer I wish to extend is a playground. Imagine a place. Imagine the hells. Where the ultimate power vacuum happened.
Hmm.
Imagine if Asmodeus just went away. What would happen? This place would turn into chaos. Every one of the archdukes would be vying for that position. I offer Asmodeus a seat.
Takes another long drag of fucking legalese.
Just
Mhm.
just let us go. We'll do our shit.
I think it is funny getting this offer from Kane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Huh. I'd like anybody who's studied hellish history to make me a history check. A history, yeah. Roll me history. If you've done any amount of study of the history of the hells.
Been rolling bad tonight. 15.
Mm.
Can I roll a luck point for someone else?
Nope.
All right, that's fine. I'll try. Not gonna be good. Oh,
Oh,
Not bad.
not bad.
Never bet against Sharp Eye when his life is on the line. Okay. So, Elias, you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay. I mean, I know that Elias knows that there's nothing that Mammon loves more than money. He loves wealth. He loves money. He loves them dollar bills. He loves the gold coins. He loves anything that is accepted as legal tender. He covets it. He hoards it. He is one of the only archdevils who is willing to make deals purely for gold. But you, that's where yours ends. You know that he is very monetarily driven. This is why you felt fairly secure in making a business move in his plane of hell, his level of hell. Sharp Eye, you seem to recall that you heard that when Asmodeus took over the hells, Mammon immediately sided with Asmodeus and in fact gave up all of his co-conspirators immediately during the reckoning.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Mhm.
They don't make them smart out in south, do they?
No, I
Yep.
come from literally pieces of the United States floating through space.
Oof. Yeah, he was actually, in fact, the first of all of the archdevils to surrender.
Yeah, but that was like, what? An eternity ago? He had to change his mind about Asmodeus now, maybe, possibly.
He's
please.
had to.
Elias, I would say you do know one additional thing, given the fact that you would be prepared to come do business in the soul trade in Monaros. And that is the one thing that Mammon is the best at is trading souls. And even Asmodeus recognizes that there is no archdevil that can manage and distribute souls as well as Mammon. So, Mammon is in a position to be very useful without a lot of risk already, because he is in such a good he's in good with the boss man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You are a funny little bug, aren't you?
I keep getting told I should open a stand-up club in Avernus.
Zariel has a terrible sense of humor. It might work out. If I thought for one single breath that you chuckle fucks were capable of unseating Asmodeus, then I might take you up on your offer. But given how handily Asmodeus defeated me and the other members of the Reckoning, I doubt very seriously that a handful of mortals, some of those empty vessels, stand a chance. But
Oh, he's gonna go on? Okay. I'm listening.
you could convince me in the future. That's all. He's leaving the door open if you guys prove to not be chuckle fucks.
That's a hard task for our group.
Yeah.
To your question, Lord
Alive.
Mammon,
Yes.
I understand that Kane's memories are valuable too, but if you need something to help seal the deal, I understand something that goes beyond a one-time transaction are things like royalties or perhaps franchising, you know, a stream of income, revenue.
Mm-hmm.
What I can offer you is a steady income of souls from the material plane. If I were to win the auction today, what I can offer you is to have House Ones based out of Waterdeep collect the souls of individuals by contract, and we can funnel a portion of those to you through this brokerage we stand in today.
75%.
That we can do.
Ashma starts to say something, and Memon turns and stares at him. And let's see what happens. And as Ashma starts to speak, Memon just turns and stares at him, and Ashma freezes, one hand raised, and is turned, starting to turn to gold.
Oh.
You know, I'm very glad I went against my instincts and didn't.
He just looks at Zagum, excuse me, and he puts his hands up. The little testicle man puts his hands up and starts backing out the broken window. And he very comically trips and falls into the bushes. And then you just hear the scrape of like squishy knees and devil hooves on the cobblestones as he leaves. And they're like, "It's too rich for my blood. I didn't realize I was coming to a dick measuring contest." And within the course of... Does anybody do anything, one, when Ashma starts turning to gold? Like, it's like, absolutely fucking not.
No.
No.
How does Sharp Eye feel realizing that the auction is coming to a close and his soul's on, or his, you're on the table?
Hey, look, you think this is the first time I lost all my memories?
Amnesiac.
Mm.
I wake up a new man in every battlefield. I have to remember everything. Unfortunately, I need my soul to do that.
So if none of you do anything, over the course of the next 15 seconds or so, it just turns to solid gold. Just frozen like this. A very handsome solid gold statue. Yeah.
Wait, am I still on the line? Is my memories on the line right now?
You asked that out loud?
Yeah.
Well, you're useless to me without your soul. But, Elias, I'm willing to take his memories on contract. 150,000 gold. His memories on contract upon reclamation of his soul. And 75% of the soul trade the wands bring in from Waterdeep.
No deal.
And what do you intend to do about it?
I don't want to give you my memories, Mirman. And besides, I'm pretty sure a god's authority overtakes yours.
Authority is a tricky thing, and it depends on nothing so much as possession. It is, as they say, 9/10 of the law.
Tell that to Helm.
I do not speak to that asshole.
He'll come speak
He
with you.
cheats at cards.
Elias will respond by saying, I'm prepared to shake in exchange of said deal, but let me ask if it is worth considering for you. Disclosing some information I'm sure you're privy to, but just in case. I stand here today propped up by a number of barons here in this very city who work underneath you. Would you value their souls over his memories? Once I acquire this business, I will have no need for them anymore.
Yes, with one single addendum. I should like to gather these barons into the same room and have you enter, rather ominously, and recite their names aloud so that they can be escorted from the chamber, and their fellows can execute them for conspiring. Then I shall take their souls.
It would be my honor to do so at your pleasure.
Excellent. He extends a giant palm, and in the center of his palm is the deed to the soul brokerage, because Mammon is, of course, the underwriter to all brokerages. He holds it out. And in the other palm, he flicks it open, and a sharp quill appears. For all contracts here are signed in blood.
Flips the quill, stabs it, pricks himself.
It rolls up, a copy appears upon your person. Mammon keeps the original copy. You get a carbon copy, of course. Because what is more hellacious than having to carry around a carbon copy of your receipt? Don't leave it on your dashboard. That joke is only funny if you are 8 million years old and have seen what happens to a carbon copy when you leave it on a dashboard.
It took me a while to actually realize what would happen, and I go, oh, it's heat-based.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for the history lesson, Professor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. In case you were curious, the Great Depression, it was depressing. Excellent. I'm not getting any younger, nor any older. I expect you to complete your obligations to me, Elias. Let's say 5 p.m. sharp. I'm sure I can clear their schedules.
Very good, sir.
He clicks his fingers and an embossed invitation appears. He twists his hand and he sends it through the ether, presumably to invite all of the barons to some particularly ostentatious assembly room. Perhaps a tea party. I shall see you anon, Elias. And he and his throne disappear.
Sharp Eye is going to turn, pull his revolver, and put it underneath Elias's chin and go, "What the fuck was that?"
Wait, you cannot shoot him. We have to resolve the contract. If you shoot him, it's going to kill all of us.
Time out. No,
This
doesn't
is
resolve it.
busting into the room.
Well, he has the deed, right? So we're done, right?
I still need to pay you your transaction.
Pay it so we can leave.
Look, while we're all bound here for this
Pay it.
moment,
You were about to sacrifice us.
well, not quite. Listen,
What do you mean, not quite? There's no other way.
trust that I knew what I was doing. Your souls were safe the entire time.
Roll deception.
Yeah, bullshit. I know that wasn't the case.
Inside. You lying son of a bitch.
Look, Mammon was completely okay with taking your memories, and I switched it up and I saved you. You're still here.
Yeah.
You're in one piece. You're fine.
You were ready to offer his memories, and before that, you were ready to offer our souls.
Look, when it comes to business, you do what you gotta do. And
Hey,
in
once
this
you just
case,
got his soul
I
back.
did what I was able to do, and you should be very happy about that.
Look, it is a precarious situation, but I'm afraid that Mr. Wands is right. In this case, we might want to just assume that all is well that ends well. And, well, this could have ended far more poorly.
Not to mention, I'm just gonna say this as a businessman here. You did a good job. And I appreciate you behaving throughout this exchange we've had in the past couple of minutes. So I'd like to award you, as a group, 25% of the company's assets, or the brokerage assets.
And what about does that equate to?
I'll leave that to the DM.
Wait.
Are you intending to lump sum it, or is this to be like a quarterly royalty that's paid out to them?
It was a lump sum agreement.
Okay, lump sum agreement. This would only include liquid assets because obviously you can't
Correct.
sell. They're not. They are not allowed to enter on the soul exchange, so they can't trade in futures, soul futures. But in liquid assets,
Minted soul coins in the account, unaccounted for. Well, accounted for, but not held up for pending transactions.
My body hurts. How could you people inflict this on me?
Do you ask the clerk, or do you try to look this up yourself? Or would you have looked this up ahead of time?
If he could look it up ahead of time, he would have, but otherwise...
Okay. Okay. It takes a few moments. The clerk has to go find Barbula's checkbook and hope that it's balanced correctly to see what his liquid assets are. Currently, the liquid assets of this particular brokerage stand at 900 soul points.
So that's 225 soul coins for the party.
The non-liquid assets, you have futures or contracts on an additional 3,000 souls. But these are futures, some of them. And some contracts that have yet to come to fruition.
By the nature of the business.
Yes.
We've got some held up in accounts receivables.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
There is also, of course, the problem of paying the non-union employees, making sure the union dues are met. You want to have OSHA in here, like all of those sorts of things.
we got all the
The price
transition
of doing
expenses.
Yes. Getting the proper licensures. Yeah.
So, yeah, what he will do is, because I think it's just good practice with the with how big this deal is, to personally collect the soul coins and issue it to the party. To the point I was saying, as he gets the stacks of coins and organizes them for you. Sure, at the conclusion of this contract, you could attempt to kill me, and likely you could. But this auction process is going to go through again. Somebody else, probably some other asshole's going to take care of this brokerage. And then with my death, I think you lose out on a helpful network connection. Besides, I still need to go through Barbula's records and see what I can find out for Rahim.
And Sharpeye, you can have my part of the sword coins. I unfortunately cannot even pick them up.
Yeah, that's fair. We got about 232 soul coins total.
Just he's watching Sharpeye very closely to see if he's getting weird, given his request not too long ago to trap him if he ever tried to steal treasure.
Does anybody object to
I get weird?
Sharpeye just shoveling the soul coins into the party bag of holding?
Let's find out.
You act normal.
I kind of like sparse them out into different, like, evenly spaced bags, but I still put them into like my bag of holding.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they're all mine, but I will evenly split up this into a lump sum for everyone.
Cross tables, Zach. I remember this behavior in Fallout.
Oh no.
Mm.
Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody gets 38 soul coins. Well, one of us gets 39.
Okay. Raheem, are you amenable to receiving whatever information Elias can offer you at a later date?
Yeah,
Sorry, my cat's eating paper.
Happens to the best of us.
Great check.
yeah. Raheem is fine with that. I assume also like Elias would say that, so Raheem doesn't punch him in the face at this moment. So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
We all square for now?
No, there's one more thing we got to do once the contract is over. Why are you
Go.
looking at me? I'm going to do it once the contract is over.
So, Elias, have we fulfilled our part of the bargain?
Yes. The brokerage is mine. Barbula is dead. You are hereby released of the contract. Outside of providing Rahim the information he is owed.
All right. Well, this has been a long several days. Sharpeye, what is it that you had in mind?
Oh, it's this. He gut punches Elias.
Yep, that'll hit.
Sucker punches a man.
And then he just walks away.
At least he didn't shoot you.
Like hand on the table.
This is actually a
The
sign
imps
of
in the room
endearment
all
that
go,
he did not shoot you.
Yeah.
What an honor.
Jen, do I get a cruelty die back?
Stands up and tries to dust himself off, adjust his ascot. And presumably he
Nobody
has a lot
thought
of
to
work to
do
do
any-
before 5 o'clock.
Yes, he does.
What?
And
just-
nobody thought about what they should do with the 180 pounds of solid gold that's just sitting
Oh,
in the
I was
room.
about to ask about that. Like, should we just like take this or?
I honestly
Put it
didn't want to
into the-
presume.
Put it into the hole. You might
I
get
mean-
annihilated though.
Probably will get annihilated.
hmm He's over 6 feet tall.
I got
Stop eating paper.
I got another hole.
Pardon?
Jesus, what was
Yeah.
that?
I,
So I can. Do we
No.
take it or not? You know, let's just figure that out first.
How heavy is it?
Elias, you want that
I can
statue?
carry
180 pounds.
Well,
I can
just put the bag over it and then kind of tip it over.
I don't think that. I'd pick up the statue and walk out.
Yeah, Elias looks, you're like, do you want the statue? And he's clearly too busy. He's like, immaterial. I have things to do.
Alright.
I don't have time to deal with this.
Oh,
I put the statue into Ilfric's hole.
A pardon?
okay.
I have an item just called Ilfric's hole.
Ilfric's hole.
Will it fit?
It is 10 feet deep, 10 feet wide.
Damn. Must be popular at parties.
I mean, Ilfric was an ancient is an ancient black dragon. The once and future black dragon. Yeah, he fits. And I suppose because gold is quite heavy, I'm not doing the math to convert the volume of 180-pound, 6'2" tiefling into what that would weigh in gold. It's a lot.
I'm sure whoever his mom is gonna be a little pissed.
Yeah, we'll think.
Yeah.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Go back to a regular plane and cause a spike in inflation.
Oh. Mm-mm. So, is there anything else the party would like to accomplish prior to rejoining Kotam's barge?
Actually, nobody quite told me what's going on with everything.
What do you mean?
I've been a leech. Why does he look like that?
Asclepius coming out of the basement.
Where have you been?
Is the coast clear?
You have one bottle of wine.
Why does... You know what? Sklep, why do you look the way you do?
Because I had an illithid skin graft conducted.
An Alitha what? Is that in like sushi or something?
Well, you see, Cecilia, I was a robot and my robot body could not do human things very well, so I had a mind flayer tissue implanted.
That's so weird. I love it. I love that for you, that you are a tentacle robot monster. Now, this isn't a loaded question, but I just gotta ask. How soon are you planning to have sex? Now that you are no longer a robot.
Well, I'm still a robot.
Well, now that you're robot plus extra bits.
That's not something I've considered.
That's actually not something I had considered either.
Well, she kind of looks around, kind of like nonchalantly. Well, if you ever want to consider, I'm here.
Oh,
Yo.
oh no, he's got a tentacle thing.
Oh,
Yo.
Okay.
back to the ship, or
Actually, we should just leave this whole plane.
Yeah, let's just. I don't want to end. I don't want to be in the swamp anymore. This is
I agree. Let's just get on the boat and let's just get out of here.
And
This
it's
is-
just like home, and that's why I left.
too much Space Florida. Too much like Space Florida.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. If there's no further business to conduct in the sinking city, then we shall rejoin Kotam's barge, which is at the port. And you are looking at, I don't know, probably a full week of river travel to get to the next plane.
That's fine.
This part of the river Styx is not particularly difficult to navigate, but it is long. If there's anything you want to accomplish during that downtime, you can think about it and send it to me before our next session. But we are going to yada 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 our way off this fucking plane.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yay!
We did it, guys.
Yada yada yada.
We are yada yada yadaing our way off of this goddamn plane and into the fiery wastes.
Oh, that's better than the swamp.
Ha
ha ha.
Looks like fun.
Oh Jesus.
That looks hot.
This
Yes.
is the river Styx right here.
Yes. Let me put the boat token on.
Yeah, well, see, it looks like there's only one place for us to do a side quest in. See,
How the
Part
hell
of
did
first
we
now.
even get there?
No,
There's all
enhance. There's
little
towns.
fiefdoms around. You see all those paths and little towns and fiefdoms and shit.
oh
Yeah.
snap! I didn't zoom in. No, you're right.
Yeah, enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance. There's also a
We're gonna
giant
have-
hole that has purple in it.
We're gonna have to go to all of them.
Oh, no.
dang it.
Purple hole.
We gotta go to that hole.
We gotta go to that hole.
Um,
All right, guys. Quick pit stop at the.
Enhance.
there is, and we can go into more detail when I'm prepared to read you the box text about Phlegolos. But
Bless you.
there's the Elemental Preserve, the Pit of Flame, and Abriamok.
Wow, we
Those are
might
the named
actually
area-
be able to use the doom cycle.
Yeah, there's some parts that aren't lava. There's some bridges and shit.
This is classic hell. This is nice fire and brimstone hell.
Yeah, it's kind of a relief. Kind of a relief. So, we are going to use this as a curtain drop because we've finally gotten off of the fucking out of the swamp.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God.
Nice.
It only took us almost exactly a goddamn year, y'all, to get to the 4th level of hell.
I don't know. It
Just
felt
side
like it was worth it.
Well,
We accomplished a lot. That's a lot of fun, actually.
That's
It
true.
was.
well, unfortunately, hell doesn't have many railroads. Thank you. I'll be here every week.
The only level of hell that has railroads is Dis. Canonically, there are railroads in Dis.
Oh.
Infrastructure,
Yes.
disinstructure.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that you all enjoyed your first encounter with an archdevil.
That came out of
It was-
nowhere.
Sharp, I would, try to fight him and, throw the balance of power into disarray again.
You kidding? Like we have to fight Asmodeus at the end of this.
I mean, it did not. Tell me it didn't cross your mind at some
It-
point.
Do we?
It did cross.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, you've been sent to hell with the idea that you're stopping at whatever Asmodeus's plan is.
Living.
Yeah,
There's more than one way to stop a plan, right?
sure. That's
Yeah,
true.
well-
Not every solution is violence.
Talk to Sharp Eye.
Sometimes It's the whole of Annihilation.
You mean the railgun of annihilation?
Oh god.
Yeah, we weaponized it. You don't know how yet.
Don't know
I'm
how
curious to know how it would have played out if we did move forward with Sharpeye losing his memories. What would that have looked like? What would have happened? Man, I'm
Guess
just
we
gonna
find
grab
out.
his puny little head and squeeze it all out of him? Wring him out like a towel?
Toothpaste.
Well, across the table, I was trying to see if I could provoke the party into attacking Elias.
Yo!
Honestly, if he did push for selling our souls, I would have thought about
That would have been really interesting to watch the contract in play.
Yeah, that was sort of my thought. I was like, "Yo, I want to see if I can provoke them into making bad decisions."
almost at us.
Because
Jen, pushing for
Oh yeah,
PvP.
because Ashma would have joined you, by the way.
Gold
But it doesn't
boy?
matter because he's dead.
The
Not
golden
gonna
boy?
lie.
Yeah.
man, y'all didn't
Not
even
gonna
get to
lie.
see what the contract shit was. There was stuff in there.
Oh, it
Yeah.
good too.
There was
I know. I was like, come on. I know that Elias would take. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the if it wasn't for him having a family of extortionists on contract, he probably
mhm.
like that was
His own
last,
family?
that was his last playing card. If he didn't have that, y'all souls were on the table. There was nothing else he could offer.
yeah.
And he ain't
I
offering
was,
his own soul. That's not happening.
I was trying real hard. I was trying so hard to get y'all to attack him.
Yeah. Counter offer. Elias' souls. What we offer up.
We'll give you the wands, all of them.
That was
I will hunt down every wand for you.
Oh shit!
listen.
I-
That was this hidden dialogue we didn't know we had.
We're gonna start a new campaign that is just hunting and killing wands.
Yeah. Actually, I almost had Mammon ask for your family souls. That was another play I thought
Yeah,
about.
Like a
definitely. I would-
boss
in a-
rush.
In a
series of
heartbeat, I would have
wands.
offered up Elias' whole family if that came from me.
Excellent.
I kinda like this
Well, it's
idea.
just- well, canonically now, apparently House Swans over in Waterdeep is rallying up souls and sending them to hell. So
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Damn. They
Oh,
get progressively more evil the more I learn about them.
yeah. Also, I'm listening to a podcast about Desert Storm, and I totally just had Mammon take a play from Saddam Hussein.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that when you said it. I go, that's Saddam Hussein.
It is in fact Saddam Hussein.
I appreciate I appreciate the reference to real life.
Yeah,
that's
yeah. This
amazing.
motherfucker. That is how he took control of the Ba'ath Party and became president for life.
That was so dirty. You were like, when Mammon was like, "What are you gonna do about it, bitch?"
Yeah, basically.
Jesus, that was intense. Good news.
Mammon, Saddam Hussein.
This notebook is done, and I can start writing in this for the notes for this campaign.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
apparently,
hopefully we don't fill up the whole thing with just Phlegolos.
Wow.
No promises.
well, it depends
Yeah,
on how
look.
juicy Clyde's backstory is gonna be.
Look, we're gonna get in, get Clyde's soul, get out, or whatever, not soul, whatever, fix this thing. We're gonna
He's
get out.
gonna
Pretty simple.
de-werewolfify him.
Yeah, we'll de-werewolfy him. Pretty simple, straightforward.
What's his base race?
Tabaxi.
The back seat.
Wait, he's a cat. He's cat dog.
He's cat
Yeah.
dog.
He's cat dogging
He's
it.
cat dog. We've had this
He is cat
conversation.
dog, yeah.
episode.
I just realized it. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Cat dog.
Alone in the world with a little cat dog.
He's,
Also,
Yes.
I am suing him for a copyright claim. I already made the changeling that was a dog. That was a werewolf. How dare he? That is all.
Never forget Michelina.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget.
Goblin off.
I'm
Yes.
fucking hilarious.
So
Alright,
apparently we
well,
have to
now
make level
I
5
to-
characters? For
Yeah!
the heist?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
next week I'm gonna have Zach do a one shot for us. Give me a little bit of a break and some time to prep
Hell
because
yeah.
holy shit, I'm feeling a little bit of burnout.
Mm.
This is a long time to DM.
Fair enough.
So that's a one shot.
That's why we do
Give me
Yavenna
time
in
to prep.
chapters.
Yeah. I didn't anticipate this
sense.
was gonna take 3 fucking years.
Just think how long we've been friends.
I know.
We can cherish all this time, but
Yeah.
Zach, would you kindly
Oh no.
to break down for us any character stipulations, like items or anything to note? Are we only Fey races?
And put it in the chat because I'm fucking
Gonna forget.
bushed and I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Put it on Discord.
In the
Yeah.
one-shot chat announcements?
Yeah, you know how to
Full
do what you
alignment.
Yeah.
I'll give you all that, and then see y'all next week.
Bye.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Bye bye.